All right, so the Oma construction materials plant is up and running again, which is fantastic news. We have a bunch of bricks going over to Londonderry, which is in the process of rebuilding, although I think it's going to take a little while for this place to get back to where it was, but that's okay. It's got some skyscrapers. It looks interesting, and I'm kind of okay with that. We're also bringing a bunch of bricks down here to Dundalk, although it would be nice to bring more than just a small handful of them, and we should probably upgrade that old truck as well, but we'll get around to that. And of course, we have this back road that leads towards Castle Bar, where we have some bricks going as well. Not as many as I would like, once again, but we're getting there, and that's good enough for me for now. But as we know, Belfast wants bricks, and I want to do something about Belfast's demand for bricks because I think it's going to be a really good source of money for us. We are making money again, which is great news. We're not making a ton of it, but we're slowly getting there. The problem with Belfast is traffic here just kind of sucks. And I mean, all this traffic coming in here is kind of a problem. They're wanting to go to different places. All of this traffic trying to get out to this roundabout is a bit of a problem. They're largely trying to go, well, I don't actually know where they're trying to go, to be completely honest with you. It looks like some of them want to go to the right, which is fine. Some of them want to go straight on, which is fine. I guess the ones going to the right are going to Londonderry, which makes sense. I do wonder, though, we might want to improve this roundabout. Because if we look at it here, we have one dedicated right turn lane. This middle lane is both left and right. I think having dedicated lanes for everything is going to be better, which means we're going to want to go in here and change some of the lane math just a little bit. So this road is going to be 3 going in and 2 going out. This one is going to be sort of the same story. So 3 going to the roundabout and 2 coming out. This one is annoyingly going to be sort of the same story, even though we don't need that many lanes. And this one is also going to be pretty much the same story, 3 going in, 2 going out. That gives us some dedicated lanes right here, which is fantastic. I think we'll also go ahead and just change the roundabout into a regular sort of road, although that is going to give us a 40-mile-per-hour speed limit that might be slightly problematic. I guess we'll see how that goes, is what we'll do. I'm also thinking I might redo this entire stretch of road just so it looks a little bit better. I know looks don't really matter too much here, but I figure while I'm here, I might as well. So we'll do a little something like this. We'll give them a decent little stretch right there. And then this needs to come down and it needs to go in here. I think we can make this work. We'll get ourselves... Do I want to go for the asymmetry on this? Does the asymmetry really matter? I don't know that it does, but we'll try this and we'll see if we can bring this around. We absolutely cannot because this facility is right here. That is a little bit unfortunate. I wish you could move these. I know it's not in the spirit of the game. I know the game is all about kind of dealing with the hand that you're dealt, but it would be nice. It would be nice if I could move those a little bit. I'm also looking at this and thinking if I got rid of these little extra buildings, I could have an asymmetrical row. Oh, no. The buildings, not the entire thing. If I get rid of these guys, we can do a little stretch of an asymmetrical road right here. And that might be pretty good for us, honestly. A dedicated turning lane in here and then room to sort of continue straight on if that's a thing you want to do. This right here could also be asymmetrical. And I'm kind of okay with that because, again, it gives us that dedicated turning lane or, well, maybe not a dedicated turning lane, but it gives us a turning lane to go in here that I think is going to be really good for us. This little bit in the middle not being upgraded. Actually, it can be upgraded again if we get rid of that little building right there, which unfortunately makes this thing look a little bit silly, but I'm slowly learning that appearances don't matter that much in this game, and I'm trying to sort of keep that in mind. And so there we go. I think this looks horrendous, but you know what? It's totally fine. It gives us better lane math for the roundabout. And I think that's kind of a little bit more important than this looking as good as it possibly can. We could make this look better, but I just don't think it matters that much. It'll be fine. Hopefully some of this traffic moves through. I do think we might want to make some changes along here as well, just to sort of improve things slightly. So I think this could be asymmetrical. This can be asymmetrical going towards this thing. It's made things a little bit more bumpy through here. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what way we want to do this. I don't know that we even need... There's not that much traffic back here anymore. I think we can get rid of the bus lanes, to be totally honest. I think those can kind of go away on this road, and honestly, maybe these ones as well. I think giving people some options through here might be for the best, so we'll just see what happens there. We do still have them in here. I don't, honestly, with how little traffic there is through here, I really don't think we need them here anymore either. And I do sort of want to look at rebuilding some of the traffic in and around Belfast today completely. So it's entirely possible we can kind of get rid of a lot of these, and hopefully we're going to end up with a really good outcome for doing this. I have my doubts, but I'm hopeful. And so I suppose we should get started with that, because the first thing I want to do is a pretty major rework of this area. So this entire road is going to go away. All of these buildings can kind of go, all of this can kind of go, and all this can kind of go. And we're going to go in there with a 4-lane town road that connects straight through like this. And this is something I've been kind of in two minds about doing for a little while, but I'm kind of thinking we can do some good here. I'm thinking we can change this road out for something a little bit more asymmetrical. So we sort of have 2 lanes, kind of one going left and straight on, one going right and straight on right there. This could potentially become a 3-lane road. I don't know if that's necessary, but it could be a thing that we could do just to give them a bit more in terms of options. This, I think, can have 3 lanes as well, because 1 goes left, 2 go right. I think that makes sense. This could be upgraded as well. I think this will get upgraded, honestly. I think a few more lanes through here just seems like a good idea. I also like the idea of swapping these out for these tarmac roads, because it kind of matches the vibe of the airport a bit more. So we'll just do that to change it up a little bit and make things a bit more interesting looking. So something like that seems fine. This road in front, I think, will stay as it is. I think that's all right. And I think I'm all right with this. I think that looks all right. I'm wondering if I want to do a connection from this main road down to there, because currently people will have to go around everywhere. I'm also thinking this road can go away completely as well. Man, I think this entire neighborhood needs to go. It's not great looking, is it? It's a bit of a mess. I mean, this is a tram depot, isn't it? So that can just go anyway. That truck stop doesn't get used. I think this entire neighborhood just goes, and we just rebuild the entire thing on what is going to be a relatively boring grid. But I think that's just what we do. I think we just build something that's going to be a relatively boring grid. This is all going to need to go back, though, to get that vehicle off of that road. And then maybe what we do is we don't just say boring grid. We say, you know, avenue that comes through the middle, and then that sort of filters out into everything else. We could, if we wanted to, just connect it to this road. I don't know if that's necessary. I don't know if connecting it to this road is going to be a good idea either. Because we could just do this, and suddenly we have this big connection that lets you go from this road down here. But you know what? I don't think that's going to be good. I don't think that's going to be the solution to that traffic. So I'm just going to do this right here, and we're just going to very quickly build out some kind of grid off of this. So we'll go about 80 meters that way. We'll go about 80 meters in this direction. We can just connect that up to here, and we'll connect it up to here as well. All right, so this is what I'm thinking is going to work for this area. We just need to make sure that I have ownership over all of these roads so that nothing gets attached to it and nothing ends up looking a bit silly. We did have a truck stop in here, but it wasn't being used. We did have a road depot, or no, we didn't have a road depot in here. I think we had a tram depot, but we now have a road depot. I've added a bus stop up here just because I sort of can. There was a bus stop down here that had the loops coming through here as well. These are just the loops as well. But what I'm thinking is we have 4 lines coming through this station. It only has 2 platforms. So we might want to look at some of this, because the Belfast to Londonderry line is going from, Grand Central Station out to Londonderry and then back through Dundalk North and then back into Belfast. So I'm almost wondering if we want to say that after Grand Central, it does go to Dundalk North and then goes to Londonderry, then comes back. So this becomes a line that can sort of deal with some of the demand that might be there for people wanting to go to the airport. And the same with the Oma line. After Grand Central Station, we'll go to Dundalk North, and that's going to give us, well, a lot of options. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 platforms now. So let's do a little something here. Let me extend this first about as far as I can reasonably go, which I think is going to be about there. We'll do one of the large buildings on that side, and we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 platforms on this side. And that's where a bunch of those new, not new lines, but those new stops are going to be going. And there we go. We have a bunch of new stops. We have a bunch of new buildings. Everything is spread out quite nicely with the 2 Belfast lines on the right, the other lines on the left. And I'm kind of looking at this and thinking that we have some old buses in here. Let's give these guys a little bit of love and see how we're doing in terms of these lines. So Belfast to Londonderry is using a bunch of buses that are 19 years old. They have a capacity of 21 people. The line isn't really full though, so I think swapping these guys out for something that's a little newer might be better. I'm sort of thinking the MAS 103. It is a drop of 2 people per bus, but we're not really filling it up anyway. In fact, given we're at 74 out of 147, I would say we could go down to the Volvo 5000. To be totally honest, I think yes, it's far fewer people, but it's also cheaper to run, and I think that's going to be important. We'll take a look at the Belfast to Oma line. It's kind of a similar story, so I think we swap it out for the Volvo as well, which is about 5 million. And I think that's okay. I think we can make that work. We are still using some bendy buses for whatever this bus is doing. This is Belfast Airport Shuttle, which is relatively busy. But I want to say we could probably swap that out as well, maybe for the MAS 103. So it still has a decent bit of capacity, but it's a little cheaper to run than the bendy bus. If we have a look here, the MAS 103 is 97,253 per year. The bendy bus is 105. So we're saving, what is that, about $8,000? We could save more if we use the Volvo, which I'm very tempted to do. I think since we're kind of in the game of cost cutting right now, we're actually gonna go for the Volvo for the time being, just because I think it makes the most sense. So that should put us in a pretty good spot. I would like to make sure, so that was the airport shuttle. The other one is the airport train link. It's already using the Volvo, so I think this looks fine. This looks like the buses I remember as a kid. Like the Belfast ones were always like pink with the white, and then the ones I remember were blue with the white. This is good. I like this. I think this is good. This will hopefully just help the airport along a little bit. It is still pretty busy, and the London to Belfast airline is, I think, one of the most profitable things that we have. Yeah, it's way up there, which is kind of amazing. London Steel to Machines is also making a ton of money, and we are losing a ton of money on bricks to City and Manchester. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Same with the Sheffield Planks to Machines, man. We might want to figure out a way to make that more efficient. We have, what, 2 trains on that? We have 3 trains on that. And I think just the cost of the trains is a bit too much. We might want to go for something that's a bit less expensive, but we'll get there. We're not done with Belfast. We have a lot of work to do here, and I'm gonna do it before I move on. You know what I'm kind of curious about? I'm curious to see what would happen if I was to connect this road over towards this roundabout as essentially a way to get around Oma towards Londonderry without having to go through Oma or through Belfast. That might make this road super busy, and if it does, we might need to come up with an alternative to this road for some of the traffic, but I'm kind of willing to see what happens here. So this signal is going to go away, this signal is going to go away, and this road is going to just come straight out of there. We are going to maintain this connection, but just for now, this is going to become sort of a main road, and I think I'm okay with that. I think what we can do is bring this guy over a little something like this. Do I want to line it up with the train tracks? I sort of do, but I don't think it makes sense because we're going sort of up and over the hill that the train tracks are going through. So we'll try and get it roughly parallel, which I think that roughly is. We are going to be aiming for this roundabout, which is going to mean that I need to go straight through here. It doesn't have to be perfect though. So I guess we'll go from this point, maybe flattening the terrain, and we're going to end up with a tunnel. I think that's probably just the way this is going to go. So we'll flatten this terrain here a little bit or a lot. That's a lot. That's fine. And then, like I said, we'll just put this bit of road right here. And that is what we're going to be connecting to. Although we need it to have 3 lanes coming in, 2 going out. So we maintain the lane math here that we're looking for. And then I need to connect this guy down here to that guy up there. And that's going to be the goal. So if I just drag out this road to do this, yeah, it's not going to be, it's not particularly pretty. If I bring this around here, that's a pretty good bend. It is a bit of an elevation change in there though. So maybe we want to just sort of bring this down so it's roughly level, which that is. And I think I'm okay with that. It's a little bit expensive, but I think that'll kind of work. And then we can sort of curve this guy up to meet it. And that should be fine. So this just goes and does something like that, which I think looks all right. Yeah, I think I can work with that. We'll go ahead and approve it. We can go ahead and smooth the terrain around this road just a little bit. So it's a little bit nicer to look at. Smooth down here as well. And then on this side, exactly the same thing. We want to smooth this out so it's a little bit better looking. And maybe we give this just a few more lanes coming out of the tunnel so that people can kind of get into their lane a little bit sooner. And that seems fine by me. That'll hopefully be a decent bypass for this area. I'm also thinking that this little road down here is going to need reconnected. I'm also going to upgrade this road because it's actually it's a relatively low speed road right now. So let me take out all of this first, and then we'll just rebuild the entire thing so it's a bit more of an even kind of slope right there. And then from here, we want to go straight through a little something like, oh man, this is not gonna play nice, is it? Okay, do I have to like just bring this down until it wants to play nice? Is that okay, that's not really a thing. Okay, that's all right. I can bring it through to here. Let's just redo it so that I'm not messing with the heights and things like that. Oh God, I'm messing with the heights. Can I bring this up so it's not totally messing with the heights? It does not seem to want to behave, which is really weird. I guess we'll just do this and hope that that's a relatively straight line. I think it is. This looks horrible. This slope right here is horrendous, but I think it's just going to have to be. Either way, here's hoping that this works as a bit of a bypass. I'm not 100% sure that it will. I do, however, think we might want to get a little bit of asymmetry going on through here, at least at this part, so we have left and right turning lanes so that traffic can hopefully figure out where it wants to go. I'm not 100% sure that this isn't going to back up like crazy and that we aren't going to need to essentially go around the quarry. I think that's very much a thing that's probably going to happen. But if this works, if this gives us a way for traffic to get to Londonderry without going through Belfast, then I'm hoping that some of this traffic goes away. I mean, I don't really know where all of this is going, to be quite honest with you. Some of it is very much mine. Like this guy's going to a commercial building in Ulma. So that's fair. Where are you going? You're going to a residential building in Belfast. Okay, not a good example. Where are you going? You're going to a commercial building in Belfast. Not a good example. Where are you going? This looks like my gran's old car. That could be my gran. Where are you going? Industrial building in Belfast. Okay, they're all trying to get into... The point is, I'm giving them options. Okay, that's... I've talked about it before. I'm trying to give them options. Whether or not they take them is to be determined, but I'm trying to give them options, such as a dedicated turning lane right there, and maybe a little dedicated turning lane right here as well. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Now, something I think we could do in here is upgrade a few of the vehicles that we have. So Oma Fuel to City, for example, is using a bunch of vehicles that are 34 years old. The line has a rate of 242 right now with a ton of fuel waiting here for Belfast. But I think we go through. We have 242 on this right now. I think we swap these guys out for the tanker truck, which is admittedly 16 million, but then we can take some of these out. We can get a little bit of money back for this and have a few fewer vehicles on the roads. Admittedly, these are bigger vehicles, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. These lines are also losing a ton of money, which isn't great, but that's fine. I think what I'm actually going to do is sell all but one of these. The rate is 354 right now. If I swap out for you, we can sort of only buy what we need here to get us back to 354. So we're going up here to 167. I think if we just clone these guys, it'll get us close enough that I can deal with it. And again, it's fewer vehicles. Yeah, that's fine. It's fewer vehicles on the road, which I think is important. 205 on this. It's also making some money, which is lovely. Swap it out for these guys. Probably get rid of one of them. Yeah, you know what? I think we'll actually keep what we got there. We'll see how that works out. And then the other one was this guy, which is already upgraded and making money. So that's totally fine. If we look over this way, do we still have a bunch of old vehicles? We absolutely do. We have you, which is Belfast Tools to City, which is not making much money at all. It has a rate of 303. If we swap out for these guys, I think when I sell them, I get the money back. So we're kind of okay just doing it this way. So we'll sell two of them. Brings us down to 356. I'm going to sell one more. That's going to bring us just to 297. I think I'm okay with that. It's a very, very small difference compared to what it was. And then Oma Machines to City is a rate of 58. Swap these guys out for these guys. That gives us 85. I want to say we can sell one of them, which gives us 70. So it's still an improvement with fewer vehicles. I think that's for the best. This is Londonderry Machines to City. It's not making money right now. I don't know if Londonderry has demand for machines right now. So we're going to do two of these. Well, one upgrade and then maybe sell one, maybe sell two, I think is what we'll do. We'll bring that way down until we can see that they're actually needed. We've got you, which is Dundalk Food to City, also losing money with a rate of 118. Man, I'm just losing money everywhere is what I'm doing. I am losing money absolutely everywhere, and I don't like it. I say everywhere. I mean everywhere around Belfast is what I'm getting at. It's not everywhere. It's just around Belfast, and it's kind of a problem. Now, just while we're here and talking about upgrading vehicles and making things a bit more efficient, if we look at the situation with Londonderry Forest, it's producing 800 logs. This line has a rate of 1,245 with a pretty healthy profit. So I think we can go in here, we can sell some of these and bring that rate down to about 800 and thus make just a little bit more money, which I'm very much here for. So bring this down to 10 vehicles. That gives us a rate of 845. That's totally fine. So that's going to continue to make money. And I mean, it's going to make more now that we have fewer vehicles on it. So that's good. This is also starting to clear out a little bit here, which is kind of exciting. This is arguably more of a mess than it has been, but we'll see what happens with this. I'm hoping it clears out at some point. This is, I don't know what this is doing. I'm really not too sure what this is doing. I don't know why they're insisting. I mean, yes, they're changing from a country road to a town road here, but they're all insisting on being in that center lane, and I am not 100% sure why, because this leftmost lane would probably be fine as well. It's very strange. I'm at a little bit of a loss for why they're merging right there. Oh, now I sort of knew this was going to happen. We do have a ton of traffic backing up in front of the Dundalk Quarry. I think we all knew this was going to happen. I'm just not 100% sure what way to go about fixing this. I mean, we could just get rid of this road completely and force people sort of up and around, which honestly might not be the worst thing in the world. We would still maintain this connection. They would just have to use a slightly different way out of Dundalk and sort of around. It would get this level crossing out of the equation. It would take this intersection out of the equation. It would push them to around. I think we're just going to do that. Wait, no, I need this road. Hold on a second. I need it. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I do technically need that connection to exist. for these two buildings to be connected. I think this can go though. I think that's fine. We just have the road connection out to this facility and that'll be okay, I guess, is how we're going to do it. I think that'll kind of work. I would like to flatten this terrain here a little bit just because I can. And I would like to go in with a gravel road here, just so we have a little bit of something kind of industrial looking. Bring this back. I guess I could just have this as the connection, right? Like I could just have this road out here not connected to anything. But I like the idea that we would have this here. I like the idea that this would technically have a road connect. It doesn't matter. I just like the idea. That's all. I do wonder if I took this out, can I put a road connection back in here? I totally can. So we'll just do that. So we actually have sort of a road connection there. This can probably be just completely taken away. And then we'll do a regular little narrow country road coming out here, connecting to this guy. And we'll swap out some of that for the sort of gravel road. And maybe just for appearances, I will do, I don't know, something that goes around this, right? We'll like maybe outline the quarry just because I can, just because I want to do, I just can't help myself. That's the honest reason. I just can't help myself. So we'll do, we'll do this. We'll go maybe a little closer to the quarry, right about there. Thankfully, the quarry itself is using 45-degree angles basically everywhere. So this actually should be relatively easy to do. So then we want to go to like here and bring this over. And then this is just a nice little right angle down there, I think. I don't know how level that is though. It doesn't seem particularly level. I'm not 100% convinced by this, but we'll do this. So down to about that spot. And is this another 45? That is another 45. Okay, so this should connect over there no problem if I get the right spot, which I have. That doesn't want to behave though, does it? Okay, let's try it a different way. Let's go from here straight down to here. And there we go. I think this looks okay. I think given that it's our first industry, it's having a bit more detail is totally fine. We have got some dedicated turning lanes in here now, so that's going to help my trucks along a little bit. And if we look at this, we do still have the bricks delivery for Dundalk coming down here. It's just using this road instead of that little road, which honestly, this road doesn't get used all that much, so it probably makes a bit of sense that this is how we're doing things. I'm also looking at this and thinking, can I make this look better? I feel like I might be able to, because I've just noticed that it doesn't it doesn't matter what it looks like, but I want it to look good. I just do. I want it to look good. If I do this, it's still a weird sort of angle, isn't it? This bridge is also going to have to be swapped out for something completely different like this, which apparently works. I don't know that I love that. So let me try a little something else. Let me put a node right there. Take this back, take you back. We can flatten the terrain for a second. In fact, let's flatten the terrain down to there so we get a slightly bigger bridge maybe. And then what does this look like? That's a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, it gives us the old bridge, which is kind of cool. I'm sort of behind that. We could do this guy if we wanted something a bit more modern and floating. This I think we'll pass up on. This gives us a pillar. This gives us the red sort of truss underneath. I think we'll just go for like the old bridge, but maybe smooth out the left side a little bit so we can maybe get an even number of pillars on this thing, which apparently is not an option. You know what? I'm never going to notice. We'll just do that. I say I'm never going to notice. The whole reason I just rebuilt that bridge just because I noticed, but sure, it's fine. It's fine. That looks better than what we had before. So we're going to stick with that. So once again, I kind of expected there to be some traffic problems with some of the changes that I'm making here. I've adjusted where some of the roads are and how things connect together, but I'm wondering if maybe we should do some new public transport lines that maybe connect places like Dundalk to both Alma and Londonderry so that we can give people some options for how they get around. meaning that maybe they don't have to drive, which might be a really good idea. Dundalk to Dublin, by the way, is using some 20-year-old buses, capacity of 21. Is the line full? It actually largely is. So I think we might want to swap this out for something a little bit more modern, just so we have slightly higher capacity and slightly faster buses and hopefully a bit more money coming out of that. The Belfast to Dundalk line is also making money. It is using some buses that are 22 years old. So let's swap those out for, I want to say, I mean, what's the capacity on an individual bus? 16 here. Let's use the MAS 103 just to bring that capacity up by 3 per bus, since that might actually end up making us a nice little bit of money. And then I think I'm going to leave the rest of these alone, because what I'd really like to do is go in here and build 1 and 2 more platforms. And we're going to see if we can connect Dundalk to Alma and Londonderry. So going up this way, obviously we do have a central stop in here, which I think we could probably configure and give some more platforms to. So we'll do exactly that on this side and on this side as well. Maybe some more buildings. We could do some more buildings. I don't think it would hurt to do a couple of little buildings up there just to make this thing look a little bit busier, I suppose, a little bit more detailed perhaps. And I mean, speaking of details, we can of course just absolutely surround it by with trees. I like myself some trees. I think it makes the place look a little bit more alive. So that's fine. We already have 3 lines coming in here. So now that I think about it, we're going to need to put another platform in here. So let's modify it again. Let's do a platform over on this side of things, and that should keep us pretty good. We can once again go in with some trees just to hide our crimes a little bit. And that way, why do I need I don't need it. I didn't need that extra platform. I was thinking of Dundalk. We have 1 line coming out here. You know what? It's fine. It's totally fine. We'll have an extra platform here. It is not the end of the world. This works. Okay. So now what we'll do is a new line from here on platform number 4, which it is, and it is going to go down this way to Dundalk, and it's going to go to one of the new platforms at Dundalk, which is going to be platform number 6. So that's going to come in. It's going to do its thing. I'm slightly tempted to say that it doesn't use this road, and instead we put some waypoints over here so it uses this this kind of like main road that we have here. I think that might be a much better idea for the sake of traffic. So after Dundalk, I want it to go here. After Alma transfer, I want it to go to here. And that just sort of pushes it around a little bit. And I think that's going to be a little bit better for us. I mean, yes, it's still hitting this roundabout. Yes, this roundabout's still quite busy. But my hope here is that maybe this gets people using public transport to get between these places. And obviously a connection from Londonderry, I'm hoping, is going to do something similar. So let's call this road passengers. It is, we'll do Dundalk, I guess. Dundalk slash Alma is how we'll go for that. And the color for this one can be, I kind of like that light green that we have for the Dublin line. So we'll do that. And then we'll do exactly the same thing for Londonderry. We do still have one sort of main central station in here, which reminds me, I need to go in and get rid of all of those tram tracks. We have so many of them around here that we're just not using anymore. It's a bit of a relic of what used to be in here. I'm not against putting trams back into Londonderry. I just, for now, I don't think we need them. I just don't think it's necessary. Although I do think we could maybe do with, do we need another bus line sort of going up and around? We might want another bus line going up and around. So you know what? Let's go in here. We'll do one more platform. And I think we'll do another platform on this side since we can't do one over here anyway. And that'll be totally fine. We'll go for a couple of little buildings in here just to make it look a little bit busier, I think. I think that's okay. And, you know, I think maybe there's some work to be done in here. there's definitely some work to be done in here. Just while I'm in the neighborhood, let me make this place look a little bit better than it currently does. Upgrade you, and then we'll bring this out as best we possibly can. Nice straight line to about there should be fine. can I get this to curve around in a way that looks okay? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. And then for here, I sort of want to do a curve as well. So I think we take this corner out completely. I think we upgrade these roads to be slightly larger than they are. And I think we just bring this, not quite like that, but bring this out and around. And that looks fine to me. I'm okay with that. We'll hit it with a bunch of trees to, again, hide our crimes as we usually do. And then what I'm thinking we do is we come out of this bus stop, we come around this way and sort of into this neighborhood maybe, or maybe we go in there on the way back. I'm not 100% sure. I would like to connect out there, but I'm not too sure we're going to be able to do that in a way that's satisfying. So you know what? I'm going to go here because that's going to give us a little bit of coverage in that space, and that's honestly totally fine. I think we can work with that. Of course, I get an autosave just as I'm trying to do something. But I think from here, we're going to go through this existing set of stops that we have. So we will be coming back this way as well. So we'll go from there to these guys and then up into this space. So we'll hit this road. We can hit this road, which means we're going to be coming back this way as well on both sides. Do we want to go up in there? I don't know that we need to. I am going to go here, and I think we go out there. And that should give us a decent little bit of coverage. So let's go in and grab the name of loop number 1. Let's set up a new loop around here, starting on platform 2. And it is going to come out and go to here. It is then going to go to here, which it is doing, which is good. We want to come up this way. We want to go up to this guy as well. We're going to cross to this stop. It's going exactly where I want it to go every single time, which is beautiful. And then, like I said, it's just going to come back on itself the entire way. I want to make sure that's not looping around, which it isn't. So back into here, it is going to come down. I don't love that it's trying to do that. That kind of annoys me. I'm not thrilled about the idea that it's sort of going to loop around on itself like that. That's kind of not great, is my thinking. It's not great. So maybe stop number 2 comes out. Although it seems like, well, hold on. Stop number 2 is that one. Ooh, I don't like that either. Not a huge fan of that. Maybe we don't do stop 9 on Grange Road either. And we could maybe push them in here. I would like to try and avoid where possible putting too many stops on main roads, but I don't think this is a case of doing that. I think we can kind of get away with this. So it comes around, and then after New Road, it comes back, and that seems fine. That's probably all right. It's relatively close to these guys. It goes up into that neighborhood. It comes back. It unfortunately doesn't visit this neighborhood, which I guess we could kind of do. If I had a stop up there, and we say after stop number 11, it does go into here, and then it comes back. I think I'm okay with that. I think I can sort of work with that. That should give us a pretty decent amount of coverage. So that is going to be loop number 2. It is a beautiful sort of green color, which I think is that one. We're going to need some buses for it, which is totally fine. Do we have a depot in here? We have one over that way. So let's go for the cheaper option. We'll go for the Volvo. We'll get 4 of them rather. And we'll say that that is going to go on loop number 2. And then, of course, the whole point of coming over here was for the Dundalk to Londonderry line. So let's get a bus in here on platform 5. It is going to come all the way down to Dundalk, going into platform number 7. And what way is that working? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about it doing that. But yes, that is a thing it could do, because technically I own this road, so I could, if I wanted it to, I could allow it to go through there. Do I want it to do that? I'm going to be honest, I don't, but also it seems stupid to not do that, because the roads already exist. So sure, road passengers, Dundalk to Londonderry is what we're going to go for there. And yeah, I don't I don't love that at all. I'm not a huge fan of that, but sure. Like I said earlier, realism really shouldn't apply too much, so I need to be mindful of that. We'll go for the Maz on this. We'll go for, let's do 8 of them, and let's paint them. I don't know if I want to go for that light green color. I don't know that I do, but I think just in this case we will. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are going on Dundalk to Londonderry. The other 4 Dundalk to Omagh. I have no idea if that's going to do anything for us, but I'm hopeful that it will. I am hopeful this is going to be good. I'm also thinking that I need to make sure that I own all of these roads before I get too carried away here, because I know what this game is like, and I know it'll try and build something on these roads if I'm not careful. Okay, so a little bit of time has passed, and we do have some people that are wanting to go between Dundalk and Omagh. The line isn't necessarily making money, but if we have 13 people making that journey, that is potentially 13 fewer vehicles on the road, which is for the best. Up this way, we have a few that want to go to Dundalk from Omagh, and in Londonderry, kind of a similar story. There's a few people that want to make their way around, which is lovely. We have a good number of people waiting for loop number 1. We have some people waiting for loop number 2. So we do have a bit of public transport going around there, which is good. This is still backed up like crazy, which I don't love. Not really too sure what to do about that, aside from building some kind of intersection, like a big junction. This road is surprisingly filtering through. So my theory about a lot of this traffic going through towards Londonderry seems to have been correct, which I'll be honest, I've seen that in the comments a couple of times over the last few videos. So you were right. This is on me. I should have done this sooner and it would have solved a lot of problems. Traffic coming out of Belfast, though, is still struggling because there's just so much of it. And also because so much of it is trying to go sort of to the right. So they just immediately get into this. They're all trying to get into the same lane, and they're all trying to just go this way is what they're trying to do. So I do wonder if this line would be better served going elsewhere. Would it be better to bring this line sort of through Dundalk across that top road? I mean, it's quite busy as well. I could bring it through here since it's one of mine, but it would get stuck here. The long and short of it is, do we want to maybe change how some of these lines are set up? Because I think a few of these, this one is, I mean, that's for the train in Belfast. This one's Omagh. This one's Omagh. This one's Dublin. This one's Londonderry, machines to city. So that's bringing machines from the docks. This green one is Dublin food to city, which is just going through Belfast. You know what I think? Now this line, if I remember right, it is set up to go to some waypoints right now. I wonder, now that, well, I was going to say this road's clear. This road is quite busy now. But the road from Dundalk to Belfast itself is not that busy. So I wonder if at the very least we could, let's try this out. Let's take out these waypoints, and we're just going to send these trucks down that main road now, because that takes them off of this road completely, which I think is probably for the best. Then in here somewhere, we probably have a Dundalk version of that line, Dundalk food to city. Yeah, it's doing exactly the same thing, which is intentional. We did this ages ago because we had so much traffic on that main road. But now I want to say that this will be okay. And honestly, if the amount of traffic on this road over here is a problem, we could send the Dublin line down here, which would sort of avoid a good amount of the traffic that's going to be kind of a problem in there. So maybe if we go and have a look at that green truck and we say that after Belfast West, you are going to go all the way down through Dundalk and you're going to go to this waypoint right here. I'm sort of curious to see if that'll work. Obviously, we have an autosave going. So once again, as per usual, as is tradition, we had to wait. But doing this, what does that look like for us now? Does it come into Dundalk? It does. It goes through Dundalk, which is totally fine. And it hits that road. So it is avoiding the massive amount of traffic that's on this road over here. And that's sort of what we're looking for. I'm slightly tempted to say that it probably should use this road in here, just because I think that probably makes a bit more sense. So after Belfast West, you want to go here. And that seems fine. After that waypoint, you want to go here. And yeah, that just keeps it on a main road, which I think is a little bit more sensible. So I should probably get to the part of the video where I talk about how we're linking everything that I've done so far into getting bricks to Belfast, because that was kind of the original thing that I talked about. And I think the way I'm going to do that is by creating 2 new lines instead of just 1, because I kind of want to build like a depot thing in here. I sort of want to do like this kind of thing where it just takes up a bit of space. It takes up like an entire tile. And we basically say, yeah, that's the bricks depot. That's where they pick them up and drop them off. And that's just sort of how I want to do this. So I think that is what we're going to do. I think we're going to say that this is going to just be a truck station. I think it's going to live right there. And I think that's okay. Obviously, it needs a little bit of work around it to make it look a bit less terrible. Can I put rocks on this? No. Okay. I might have bitten off a little bit more. There's like a bunch of different rocks in here. Oh, wow. How have I never paid attention to the fact that there's a bunch of different, there's like sandstone as well, which I mean, sandstone wouldn't really make sense here. Admittedly, none of this matters. None of this is important. We're probably never going to look at it from this angle, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I think what we'll do is just, I don't know, we'll do a bunch of rocks in here and hope for the best. We'll also skip collisions because I think that might let me do, yeah, maybe not. maybe we just leave it alone. We'll just not get too carried away here. But the long and short of it is I want to use this as a drop-off point. I want to bring bricks down from the OMA construction materials plant to this place. And then this place is going to be where we deliver them from going into Belfast. So this spot is going to consume a number of bricks because we have places nearby that want them. But what we could do is essentially set up some little truck stops here and there. So we could have one like here. In fact, does this one get used right now? It doesn't. So let me bulldoze you because we don't need it. We can have one here, which delivers to pretty much everywhere in here that would want bricks. And we'll have another one up here. And that's going to deliver to almost everywhere there that wants bricks. We'll do here actually, and we'll do here. So we'll have 3 of them, and that should be fine. So what we can do is a new line that goes from here. It is going to go from platform number 3, and yeah, that should be fine. We'll come out. I don't love how it sort of loops over itself, but I think that's fine. Up to there and up to there, and it's just going to come back. It's just going to be this basically is what we're doing. So that's road cargo. It is Belfast. It is bricks to city, I guess is what we're going to call it. And we'll just make it a sort of brick red line right there, and that should be fine. So the only thing it's going to be picking up is going to be bricks. It's delivering them where they need to go, and that'll be fine. The other end of this is that from the OMA construction materials plant all the way up here, we are going to want to add another platform so that we have a dedicated platform for this particular line. We'll do, oh, it annoys me that I can't get a big building right next to that one, but that'll be fine. We'll do something like this the entire way down, and that's apparently what we're doing. So now we'll do new line from here. It is going to be on platform number 4. And it's going all the way to Belfast. Now, I don't quite know what the route of this is going to be just yet, but we'll figure that out. It's going to come in. It is going to be dropping off at both platforms 1 and 2, just because we can do that. And that is going to be road cargo. It is, we'll call it Belfast, and we'll say bricks to hub, I guess, is what we'll go for. And we'll make that a darker red, maybe actually a lighter red so I can see it against the other one. And I want to see what that's doing. So it's coming in this way, which is what I wanted. I don't want it going out that way. That's actually something I'd like to avoid. And this road's actually okay. I don't mind this route. being used, but I want it to go out past the airport. I think that makes a little bit more sense. So we'll add a waypoint here and a waypoint here. We will say after Lower Alma, you are going to here. And then after Belfast Halt, you're going to here. And that should push it out the way it comes in, which is great. So that's going to be avoiding this roundabout and all this traffic, which is good. It's avoiding all of this traffic, which is good. Okay. I think we're pretty much good to go with this. We just need to say that at Lower Alma, the only thing you're doing is loading up on bricks, and at Belfast Halt, the only thing you're doing is unloading bricks. We just need some vehicles now, and we should be good to go. So let's give this a shot. Let's hope for the best. Belfast currently wants how many bricks? We are looking at 316. So we're going to be buying a lot of vehicles here, is what we're going to be doing. Let's buy 2 of these to start with, just because we can build it from there. We'll paint them, I want to say, let's go for like a dark red, just because we can. We'll put one of them on bricks to city, the other one on bricks to hub. And just to remind myself, we're looking at 316 as our number. So bricks to city is 71. We'll duplicate that. That'll give us 142. Duplicating that is going to give us more than we need by quite a bit. That should give us, no, it doesn't actually. It gives us 284. So we need one more vehicle in this to be above the demand, and that's fine. So 5 vehicles should be okay. We need to match 355 on this other line, though. So bricks to hub is what we're doing now. It has a rate of 29. This is going to be interesting. I don't know how many vehicles we're going to need for this. We don't have the production right now to meet this demand. So this will be interesting. I mean, we can get a 235 right now. That's pretty good. Going up to 10 vehicles gives us 294. One more should actually give us what we need. We're still going to be 355 on the local line, but as long as we're above the demand that the city has, I think that's fine. So those vehicles can head out now. They can start doing their thing. And we can just hope for the best is what we're going to do. I also think I can be a little bit cheeky and maybe get rid of some of these traffic lights around here just to speed things up ever so slightly, because I don't think there's going to be enough traffic through here to really warrant needing all of these traffic lights. So that'll hopefully help us out a little bit. And hopefully that means that we're going to see production up at this plant get to be considerably higher. Because if it continues to go up, which it is doing, it's getting there, it will level up again, and that's going to make the quarry level up as well, and that's going to just get me more money across the board, which is why we've bothered to do any of this. I wanted to get this industry back up and running. The quarry is producing, is it producing 800 right now, or is it producing 300? My trucks are just stuck in traffic. I think it's producing 300. My trucks are just stuck in traffic. Oh, I kind of, this has gotten worse. This is all getting considerably worse. Oh, I don't love that. I don't love that. I'm not happy about it. We do have a good number of people wanting to go to Alma by bus, but they are also going to be getting stuck in traffic, making that line much worse. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is right here. Because we could give this more lanes. I don't know if it needs more lanes. Giving it more lanes feels silly, but also potentially the solution. I don't know. I've played this game a lot this year. I've put a lot more time into Transport Fever this year than I have done for many years prior. I'm actually, you know, I'm really enjoying what we're doing with I'm just really enjoying it. It's that simple. I'm just really enjoying my time with Transport Fever 2 this year, but I am at a bit of a loss for the solutions to all of these problems. I do know that doing things this way, it does give that central lane the option to go right or left. So I don't know. I don't know that that's a good thing, but we'll see what happens. Giving them a slightly higher speed road, slightly more lanes. We'll see if they figure that out. If they don't, they don't, and that's okay. Okay, so it's not perfect, but I think the extra lanes actually are helping us out here just a little bit. This roundabout is still chaos, but it's not as bad as it was, and I'm sort of okay with that. We're also looking at the Dundalk to Oma line, and I'm seeing some people in here, which is honestly not bad. Looking down into Dundalk itself, there's 49 people waiting to head out, which is not bad. That's really not bad. The biggest problem we have is just traffic going through Dundalk now in the opposite direction to what it used to be doing, which I guess kind of makes sense given that we have this bypass sort of existing here now. I'm slightly surprised that there's a decent bit of traffic. Well, actually, no, most of the traffic coming through here looks like it wants to continue straight on. A lot of this traffic coming down, I would assume, is going to Dublin and not over to Mullingar. So I guess it kind of just makes sense. We just have a lot of traffic trying to get around here. So hopefully that's something we can figure out. I would like to see what's going on here. We just have a good number of people waiting around, which is fine. We still have a good number of people using these flights to get down to London, although I will say it's less than it used to be, which is slightly concerning. The Glasgow connection is also relatively popular, although I don't think popular enough to warrant more planes. And we are making money. We're almost at $200 million again, which is beautiful, beautiful news. If we can get all this traffic going around and moving the way I would like it to, that's going to be even better. That's going to put us in a really good spot. I do know that this place is so close to leveling up as well. So, I mean, there it goes. There we go. If we look at our consumers, Belfast it's a growing number. Londonderry is demanding more as well. So we're starting to properly rebuild this industry. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're wanting. Looking down this way, this guy should now be producing 400, which is amazing because it means that this guy now needs to meet that demand. I'm just not really willing to put more vehicles in this line just yet because I need to make sure that I need to see what the rate of that line is when traffic's moving. So, you know, the truck's getting stuck in traffic here. It's not really an accurate representation of what the rate of this line actually is. And it is fair to say that I think this is filtering through. This, on the other hand, is struggling a little bit. I think the traffic lights are a problem. I want to say that the deer, which is apparently intimidating, is a bit of a problem as well. But yeah, this might need to be changed into something else. I don't I don't know if I want to do another roundabout here. That seems a little bit unnecessary, but at the same time, it might be necessary. I feel like I'm doing too many roundabouts again, but also I don't know what the other solution would be. There's also not that much traffic here, you know? So I think maybe we could get away with a roundabout. I'm just thinking a slightly larger one than what we've done down this way. So maybe, as silly as it might look, like a 35 right here could sort of be the option. I think we do the 35. I think we do the roundabout, take out all of this. I think we go in and we replace those roads with something that matches a little bit better. And I think this guy is going to be a beautiful asymmetrical road going in there. 3 lanes going in, 2 coming out. That's hopefully going to be good. That's hopefully going to be all right. We'll do the same thing here. So we have some dedicated turning lanes. I don't know if it's necessary. I'm really not too sure. Doing this actually, what did this look like? Oh no, I don't like that. No. We do not want to do that. We'll keep this is what we'll do. We'll see how this goes. I don't think that's going to solve any problems, but we'll see. We'll see what happens is what we're going to do. This is filtering through, which is great. This is unnecessarily huge, which is also great. Okay, so I think it's fair to say that while things are not perfect, they are definitely better than they were before. Traffic coming out of Belfast is still chaotic. It is still tailing back, which I don't love, and there are some changes we could make here to improve that a little bit. Specifically, I'm kind of wondering if I just did this again, would that maybe help things out a little bit? Have this one intersection, this one section of road able to have 2 lanes for getting off of the roundabout, maybe allowing some of this traffic to use the middle lane to go to the middle lane to still get off the roundabout. It might just help us out a little bit, and it might just solve some of the issues that we're seeing. I'm also thinking that maybe just for the hell of it, we go ahead and say that this road can go back to just having, Well, if I do a bunch of lanes, is that going to be good for us? I don't know that it's going to be. If I do this, I think that's okay. I think we can get away with that. I think just having more lanes there is probably fine. It might convince some of these guys to not merge now that we've updated the road. And if we can clear out this traffic, that would be amazing, because this has been like the one constant for a really long time. For the most part, Belfast is moving so much better, and that makes me so happy. Although, unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Dundalk. Dundalk is very, very busy. There's a lot of traffic coming down through Dundalk. Admittedly, a lot of it coming towards us here is heading towards Dublin. A lot of it going away from us here, unless it's going to the left, is coming from Dublin. And a lot of the traffic coming down the hill and turning towards this is coming from Omagh and Londonderry. So the idea of funneling the traffic around away from Belfast is working. It's just massively slowed things down in Dundalk. But I'm sort of okay with that, because things elsewhere are moving as well. The extra lanes and the bigger roundabout are finally moving near our quarry. So again, things are sort of okay in that particular sense. I'm relatively happy with where we are. It doesn't feel like I've done a lot today, but it's been a lot of little things, and we are making money still, so that's good. I do want to get industry in Belfast up and running in a pretty significant way, and I think that's probably going to be my goal for the remainder of our time with Transport Fever 2. If you go back to when we started playing this, I did say this is going to be our last time with Transport Fever 2. Transport Fever 3 comes out next year, so much like we did with Airport CEO earlier this year, this game is going to be getting put to bed once and for all with the conclusion of this series, which is not today, but I now know what I want to do to wrap things up, and that is I want to fix up Belfast. I want to improve Belfast. I'd like to do something about the traffic going into Castlebar and Mullingar and Galway, but my focus is going to be on turning Belfast into something that moves around, that's growing a lot, and that's just happy. That's the goal. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to be focusing on. That's not to say that we're not going to be doing some more things over in England, Scotland, and Wales. I absolutely do want to do some things over there. I still have some ideas for things that we can improve and new connections that we could make. And that's especially important when you consider the amount of traffic coming out of Bristol and Cardiff. This is not good. Seriously, I mean, look at this. It's like, this is bad. This is all traffic trying to go to Bristol and Cardiff. This is all traffic trying to go to elsewhere, Birmingham, I think. It goes on for a while. Really? Oh man, I had not had a look at this in a couple of hours. This is it's not good. It's actually, if we go over this way, oh man, I'm being very careful with what I look at these days. Yeah, here, this isn't good either. Actually, I would say that the situation over by England and Wales is worse than what we have going on in here. But yeah, I've been very careful with what I've looked at today, is what I've realized. I haven't looked at any of the major problem areas. I've just focused on places that I know I can sort of fix a little bit. Anyway, at least we have an idea of what to work on and what to do. So that is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.